Katya commentates on the top 21 myths about marijuana. Number 21. Driving high on marijuana is the same as driving drunk. According to a new study from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, drivers who use marijuana are at a significantly lower risk for an accident than drivers who use alcohol. Drivers who tested positive for marijuana were no more likely to be involved in an accident than drivers who had not used any drugs or alcohol prior. Number 20. Marijuana kills brain cells. There is little evidence to suggest that any of the active ingredients in marijuana have neurotoxic effects. This is in direct contrast to alcohol, where the body's digestive process creates metabolites such as acetaldehyde, which are toxic to the brain and other cells in the body. This is why you have a hangover after drinking large quantities of alcohol, whereas with marijuana, there is no hangover. Number 19. Marijuana is a gateway drug. This myth is based on the observation that many people who use hard drugs have previously used marijuana. This myth fails for a number of reasons. Most hard drug users have also used tobacco and alcohol. Therefore, these should be gateway drugs as well. Most hard drug users have drank milk before, so does this mean milk is also a gateway drug? The truth is, just because most hard drug users have used marijuana first, doesn't mean everyone that uses marijuana moves on to hard drugs. Number 18. Marijuana use leads to crime. Although the rate of marijuana use is higher among offenders than non-offenders, that does not mean that marijuana causes crime. There is no credible evidence that marijuana causes crime other than the fact that marijuana use itself is a crime. Marijuana, unlike alcohol, does not generally unleash aggression, so it is much harder to link it to violent crimes. Number 17. Smoking marijuana is much worse for your health than smoking cigarettes. National health data shows that cigarettes have many dangerous chemicals, including 43 carcinogens that have been proven to contribute to addiction and cause cancer. In addition, cigarettes contain formaldehyde, a highly toxic chemical used to embalm corpses. Cigarettes kill roughly 430,000 people in America every year, whereas marijuana has not been linked to any deaths. Number 16. Marijuana prohibition protects kids from using it. This myth is just silly. If anything, making marijuana illegal makes it easier for kids to access it. If it was sold in stores, they would check ID. How many drug dealers do you think check IDs to make sure you're old enough? Number 15. Marijuana is a dangerous drug similar to cocaine and heroin. Although I would like to think people no longer believe this on average, I'm including it anyways. Once upon a time, people believed this. The truth is, a 2010 study showed alcohol to be the most dangerous drug, even more than heroin and cocaine. And for marijuana, it was significantly lower than heroin and cocaine. Number 14. Legalizing marijuana will lead to an increase in use. There is no compelling evidence to suggest that drug use has increased in Colorado, where recreational cannabis is currently legal. Even though it's only recently that Colorado legalized marijuana, it's unlikely to change going forward. A large study found that rates of cannabis use amongst teenagers in states that legalized medical marijuana did not increase. And since Colorado fully legalized cannabis in 2013, the early reports show that rates of cannabis consumption among teens have continued to decline, which is part of a nationwide trend. Number 13. Marijuana prohibition lowers organized crime. This doesn't make any sense at all. Most of the Mexican drug cartel's income is based on marijuana sales. If marijuana were legalized, a huge portion of their funding would be eliminated, thus lowering organized crime. Number 12. Marijuana is legal in Amsterdam. Most people seem to think marijuana is legal in Amsterdam and the Netherlands as a whole. The truth is, it's illegal. In the Netherlands, the substances which are commonly seen as illegal drugs are divided by law into two groups: hard drugs and soft drugs. Marijuana is seen as a soft drug. Within the Netherlands, there is no active prosecution against the individual users of soft drugs, but the substance itself maintains a legal status. So it's technically illegal, they just don't prosecute users. Number 11. Marijuana is illegal because it's dangerous. While it's true that marijuana is a Schedule I drug, meaning high potential for abuse, no accepted medical use, and lack of accepted safety, every major scientific study concludes that marijuana is one of the least dangerous illegal drugs there are. Number 10. Long-term marijuana use leads to permanent brain damage. According to researchers, long-term and even daily marijuana use doesn't appear to cause permanent brain damage, adding to evidence that it can be a safe and effective treatment for a wide range of diseases. Number 9. Marijuana is highly addictive. Less than 9% of marijuana users become dependent on marijuana. This is compared to over 30% of tobacco users and roughly 15% of alcohol users. Number 8. Marijuana makes people lazy. While everyone is different, there isn't really any evidence to prove that marijuana makes people lazy. The truth is, some people are lazy and some people aren't. There are plenty of losers who smoke marijuana, and there are plenty of successful people who smoke marijuana. Number 7. Most marijuana users are heavy users. About half of people who have used marijuana report using it less than 12 days their entire lives. Only about 1 out of 5 marijuana users are considered heavy users. Definitely not anywhere close to most users. Number 6. THC is the sole chemical in marijuana that causes the high. While THC is the main active ingredient in marijuana, it is not the only one. There is also CBD, CBN, THCV, and a handful of other substances. Number 5. Marijuana is completely harmless. Nothing is completely harmless. Smoking anything can be harmful to the lungs. Heavy users of marijuana, like tobacco, may suffer from bronchitis and other respiratory illnesses. Number 4. Marijuana causes cancer. There are no studies that exist to date showing a link between marijuana and cancer. In fact, marijuana is used medically by cancer patients to help alleviate the effects of chemotherapy. Number 3. Most doctors don't support medical marijuana. A recent survey showed that 76% of physicians said they support medical marijuana. I would say that puts that myth to rest. Number 2. Marijuana causes schizophrenia. New research from Harvard Medical School, in comparison between families with a history of schizophrenia and those without, finds little evidence to support marijuana use as a cause of schizophrenia. Marijuana has been known to increase schizophrenia symptoms in people who already have it, so if you're crazy, don't smoke marijuana. Number 1. Marijuana can make guys grow man boobs. This is number 1 just because I think it is funny. While there haven't been many studies on this, a survey of U.S. Army soldiers in 1977 showed no association between smoking marijuana and having man boobs. I think a more likely cause for man boobs is getting the munchies and eating too much junk food. Thanks for watching Katya Commentates. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.